We'll know now because the trainer who's represented with two runners here is talking to Alistair.
Yes, he is talking to me indeed. Raincoat, a sheepskin noseband, the boys talking about it. Why is that?
Well, there's a huge crowd here today, you know. I've never seen so many stretch limos and people turn up. This guy's going around collecting the litter. They can't do it fast enough. He just jumped a couple of pigeons on the track early in the morning at home, and then a bit of paper on the track might just cause him to hop. I thought put the sheepskin on, he won't do that.
Gives him something to look at. And
well, I don't want him usually thinking he's taking a hurdle.
And Lucarno, what news?
He's in good form. Both horses in exceptionally good form. Someone's got to take Aiden on, you know.
He had a good break before York.
Yes.
And, you know, how's he pleased you since
Very
then?
much so. He's done two lovely pieces of work on the bridle. Couldn't be happier with him. One on the round, one on the trial. I was really pleased with the horse.
So give Aiden something to think about.
Well, we need to, don't we?
Cheers. Thanks, John.
Well, problems at the stalls. They're not opening. They're now going.
Well, that was an awkward moment there. One or two of them trying to anticipate Marla and Veracity, notably. In the early stages, Raincoat's up on the outside in the noseband. Acapulco taking a forward position with Marla in the all-dark blue jacket under Mick Cannan as they race through the first furlong in the Ladbroke St Leger of 2007. Marla leads to Acapulco and Raincoat. Maroon with the white sleeves, Veracity on the inside. White jacket out wide is Lucarno. Racing between the pair in pink is Samuel. And they're followed out the back then by MacArthur, with also Honolulu, Celestial Halo, and Regal Flush is held up by Ryan Moore in last position. Continuing along the back straight then towards Rose Hill. When they climb the hill, they'll have about 1.25 miles left to cover. Mick Cannan steals a half glance on the leader Marla, whose stamina is certainly assured here. In second place is Acapulco. Raincoat to the outside of Veracity. Samuel is just in behind these. And then a couple of lengths to Lucarno. Honolulu, having gone off the 13-8 favourite, is third last at the moment in the purple cap worn by Johnny Murtagh, as Marla, one of his stable companions, continues to make it. From another O'Brien runner, Acapulco in second. Veracity is third on the inside of Samuel, with Raincoat posted 3 horses wide. 2 lengths away to Lucarno. Then MacArthur, the horse with the white face, inside of Honolulu. Celestial Halo is second last, and still looking on, and about 10 lengths off the pace is Regal Flush. They're beginning the long left-hand turn now, which will eventually will bring them home, and it's Marla that continues to make the pace here by a length to Acapulco. It looks a good even gallop. Veracity's up the inside, Raincoat out wide in fourth, followed by Samuel. These are tracked then by Lucarno further back. After Lucarno is MacArthur, the inside of Honolulu. Those two keeping each other company from Celestial Halo and Regal Flush. It just looks as though Mick Cannan is really trying to stretch them now on Marla as they swing this left-hand turn. They've got 5 furlongs left to cover, and Marla is going to ensure this is a real test here. Marla from Acapulco, who's bustled along. Veracity on the inside, they turn in. Raincoat to the left on the outside. MacArthur creeping forward from Samuel. Then after these is Lucarno from Celestial Halo. Honolulu towards the outside, and Regal Flush is last. Marla still ratcheting up the pressure as they run down inside the final 3. Marla chased hard by Veracity, then Acapulco. MacArthur on the far side making ground. Out wide Lucarno with a bit of a run now, beginning to eat up the going, and then Honolulu is taking off as well. Looks set for a great finish. Regal Flush staying on from the rear. They race inside the final quarter. Marla from Veracity, challenged by Lucarno the outside. MacArthur far side, and the favourite Honolulu is running on down the near side with Regal Flush inside the final furlong. Lucarno strikes the front from Marla. It's Lucarno kicks a length clear of Marla, who's trying to fight back, but racing up towards the line. The Derby fourth, Lucarno wins the St Leger. Lucarno wins from Marla in second. Tight for third between Honolulu and Regal Flush, chased up by MacArthur, Veracity, all in a heap with Celestial Halo. Then Acapulco, Samuel well beaten, and Raincoat was a very long last. Well, John Gosden, Lucarno's trainer, ummed and ahed about whether to run this horse today. There were just a few fears whether he would get the trip. Well, there was no hiding place because Mick Cannan set a furious pace on Marla. A horse has already won over 2 miles, and Lucarno really had to stay. Ultimately, the class horse in the field has come through. He was 4th in the Derby earlier in the season. He won that renowned Leger trial, the Great Voltigeur, and he's won the big one today.
Lucarno, opposed by the sponsors Ladbrokes, who went 9-2 this morning, generally 4, back from 9-2 on the course, returned 7-2, second favourite Lucarno. The runner-up Marla sent off at 13-2, with Honolulu third at 30-8 favourite, and Lucarno, the 38th Voltigeur winner to run in the Leger, the 13th to complete the double. He go back to Alcide and Premonition in the 50s, and he's the 8th horse to be 4th in the Derby and win this in Leger. Bastino, Sodium and Chambers there did that since the war. Really wins by a length and 3/4 of a length. Lucarno well back, good support late for Lucarno despite opposition from the Magic Sign.
I've got Jimmy now. Jimmy Fortune, congratulations on a first St Leger. You were worried about the trip, but he got every yard.
Yeah, he's proved into a very good horse. We had our little doubts about his staying, but he does stay well.
But Michael Cannan set a proper pace.
Proper gallop. I was happy to sit off it. And, he picked them off one by one up the straight, and he's done it going away. He's a very nice horse.
Obviously, John Gosden's trained a Leger winner before, but he'll be thrilled about this. He's had faith in the horse. He won the best trial. He's done it really well.
He has. He's a beautiful horse, and he's very relaxed, and he's a real professional to do anything with.
And what does it mean to you to win this?
It's great to get my first classic in, and I've waited a long time for it.
You have indeed, and well deserved. Well done, enjoy it.
Thank you.
Well, John Gosden going to greet his classic winner. A great thump on the thigh for Jimmy Fortune. Well, John, 2 great bits of work in the lead-up and a classic Leger preparation. 4th in Derby, Great Vulture,
Yes.
job done.
Yeah, I think it's a lovely pattern that, if you're good enough to be 4th at Epsom in an exceptionally good Derby with authorised, and then you can go and win your Voltigeur.
And he's really turned the corner, this horse, Voltigeur onwards.
Yes, he has. But he's been a very good horse all along. I mean, he's second first time out in the hottest maiden of the year, first race of his life. So he's always been a very good horse. And we'll put him away now, and he'll be a lovely horse for next year.
Job done, well done.
Thank you.
Really nice individual. James Wigan on the left there of John Gosden, who manages the horses for George Strawbridge.
Who's there on the right?
Who's there on the right. He's been remarkably successful, had a lot of good horses, of course, with Ian Baldwin. But this horse, he's just beautifully mannered. I watched him go down to the start. They were struggling just to get the lead rope off of him, just waited until the lad had finally undone the buckle, turned round. He's well bred, Jim.
Yeah, he's by Dynaform, known in America as Big D. He's a great big horse by Roberto. Very few American horses at top level get the chance to run 1.5 miles, and this horse not only did that, he won. So he is a strong influence of stamina. Vignette, the dam, was actually just a disappointment. She was quite fussy and hot, and they actually brought her back to 6 furlongs, having started her off early. And that's where the doubt for some people, including his connections, existed with regard to the trip. But it was all to no avail. He stays really well. He's just a grand horse, full stop. John Gosden's second Leger, of course. He won with Chantou in 1996. And he was also second 5 years before that with his first ever runner, Sonus.
Well, we'll be off to the Curragh shortly for the Irish St Leger, where the age ranges from 3 to 11. But the final classic of the season has gone to John Gosden, the unfeignedly helpful and always really lucid trainer who tells you beforehand he was dead happy. Not as happy as he is now. And on the St Leger, and John Gosden, his second Leger. and a job really well done. This horse refreshed and brought back for Voltigeur and Ledger glory, taking the old route to riches. And of course, if you win the Ledger, you get to wear the daftest hat in Doncaster. And of course, it's never anything but a pleasure to do so. And this year it was Jimmy Fortune who got the soppy tip for award. John Gosden goes out of shot. Lots of handshaking around the place. And it was Jimmy Fortune's day. And there you are. That's the price you pay for putting all that money in the bank. A daft hat.
Now,
seeing a horse getting his just desserts for a really hard-working season that began at Newbury in a maiden, won by Diamond Tycoon, and plenty of other good horses have come out of that race. He then won on the all-weather at Kempton. He ran well at Royal Ascot. He won at Newmarket, third in the Derby, and hasn't looked back since that win in the Great Voltigeur. And he was a worthy winner of this. Mailer's run with great credit, having won at Royal Ascot, got struck into by his stable companion. That's an unforgivable error in my book from Christophe Soumillon. The one thing you don't do is gallop on the back of another horse's heels. I don't, especially not if it's a stable companion. But it was all about the winner, Lucarno, today. John Gosden's second St. Ledger, and a really good win for jockey Jimmy Fortune.
And it's not a case of lucky Lucarno, he's just good.
Yeah, Jimmy Fortune returning in Lucarno. He took Royal Ascot by storm, and now he's got himself a classic win in the shape of the Ladbroke St. Ledger. And as John said, just deserves. His horse has worked plenty hard around the Derby and Royal Ascot. John Gosden sweetened him up beautifully. The Voltigeur and now the Ledger.